Welcome to the Old Stream Farm version 2, episode 1, with me, Mr. Sealy P. Now, I have come out from the farm, across field 1, pretty much directly opposite to the little track leading up to the side. I apologise, I'm incredibly bunged up today for the first episode on here. I'm going to do some contracting. Like I normally do, snippets, you'll get the start of the contract, end of the contract, that kind of thing. So, Massey Ferguson, start off with. I'm going to do the cornfield to the right hand side. I've been thinking a lot about the textures and the terrain and the colours, and how much I really am liking them. Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of reminds me of like a World War II sort of film, war film type landscapist, that kind of thing. I don't know. It's just in my head. But anyway, the Massey Ferguson Activa. Not going to need massive equipment on this map at all. But should get around this field. A lot of these fields are very odd shapes. I like that. It's got a quirkiness to it. It's really nice. Kind of an L shape, but not really. It's got part of the field at the top, and then a tiny little bit around the side. Steep hillsides, all that kind of thing. It's great. It's really nice. What I will do is, while I'm doing this, I will skip ahead to bits, and I won't talk over all of it. Just let the vehicles do the talking, if that makes any sense. And we'll gradually work our way through this map. I'm gutted about the Lawfolds thing, but one of those things. New Let's Play. We'll crack on with this. So I'll let the Massey Ferguson. Well, let it. I'm driving it. Carry on, and see you in a moment. And it really was a moment. It doesn't take very long at all. Not very long at all. Relatively small field. The payments aren't going to be huge, but that's good. It doesn't matter. It's a different style of gameplay. That's not too bad. The money will increase. So, a bit of slurrying. Yeah, go on. I'll do that. Fent 300. The Garant slurry tank. There are quite a few actually on the mod hub. There are quite a few different slurry tanks. I don't often do slurrying, so I'm thinking on this map, because it's smaller as well, get the cows going and get some slurry. And then what I'll do is on this one actually do some slurrying. I think slurry injecting, manure spreading, that kind of thing, which I don't do very often. I did it a little bit on Goldcrest Valley just to give it a go, but I think this map will be perfect for it. It's not massive fields, I'm not going to run out of the slurry, hopefully, not as quickly as you do on some of the bigger fields and the bigger maps. So this might be the perfect map for doing that. Leave the last little bit going downhill, then it's not struggling to tow it all uphill. Like I say, would that work out just over 4,000? It's not huge payouts, but it's enough. New Holland, just like the one that's parked just behind it. Just there, that you get with the farm. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole process. I probably will do the seeding as well, actually. Yeah, I'll probably will do the seeding too. So I'll go through the whole process in this field. Whiz through the whole lot, get it all done, and then I will turn my attention to one of my own fields. Notice, I just love the steepness of the field. The varying terrain across this map. You always get left with a triangle. Weird, isn't it? There we go. Another 11. That wasn't too bad. seeding I'm going to leave for a minute. I've decided that some of the contracting I will do on screen, which I don't do very often. I do little snippets here and there, but in all honesty the fields aren't massive, so doing a little bit here and there isn't going to be too much of an issue. Now what I also normally do is start preparing myself for livestock, which I'm also going to do, absolutely I'm going to do on this map. So this field here has got potatoes in. I don't normally do potatoes at all, and if I go on here for the job, doesn't pay a huge amount, but what I'm actually looking at is that the price of the field is 16,750, which actually isn't too bad. And because I've done the contracting on the field next to it for this lovely gentleman here, the price has actually dropped. When I first looked at it, the price was about knocking on 18,000. What I'm concerned about is because you've got the kind of cycle, the AI on the game will gradually sort of cycle through. If I carry on doing contracting jobs over here on this field to drop the price on this field, if I then come back off and this has then been kind of automatically harvested, I kind of lose out on the fact there's a crop here. And I have to say, for 16,000, it's not a bad price for the field. It's an interesting one as well. I do like the fact that a little thin narrow field goes off up the hill. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy it. There we go. So I've bought it. I've also sold the lizard pickup. I said I was going to when I did the kind of first look, because I don't honestly don't use it. Don't use the pickups. So that kind of boosted the money a little bit as well. So I'm not doing too bad anyway off the start. I was also giving some thought to the map itself, and while I've been kind of going around, I said when I did the map tour there was a really nice kind of look and feel to it, and I couldn't put my finger on why it was so good, why it was so... It almost felt like familiar. I know it sounds really bizarre, doesn't it? And then it dawned on me, going around, looking at the textures and the colours and the field when I first started did contracting just now. When it started off, the colours on the crops and all that kind of stuff, it reminds me of like a Hornby village. You know, like, I don't know if any of you remember, you probably will do, but Hornby railways, you know, the Hornby train sets. It reminds me of like a map, or, you know, that you used to get on Hornby railways. So you'd go to I don't know, model shops, or, you know, there was a museum I went to years and years ago. They had like a tabletop train set all set up, and it was this was it. There was these kind of textures, these colours, the formation of the landscape, the way the fields look, the whole... It feels like a model village. It feels, I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's really peculiar. But it's great. It's absolutely fantastic. All the little farmhouses and buildings you could buy in the kind of Hornby range, and that's what it reminds me of. I know it sounds bizarre, and if you've never, you know, that's just in my head. If you've never played with the Hornby railway, Hornby train set, if you've never ever got any of the kind of model buildings and that kind of stuff, it wouldn't have any relevance to you at all. And it probably is just me, but it's, I don't know, I love it. I really, really do. It's amazing. So anyway, that said, wittering on, I'm going to do a little bit more contracting. These potatoes I now own, so I'm going to have to harvest these because I want to have some potatoes to one side. That way I can give some to the pigs when I get them going. I'm probably going to do... See, normally I start with sheep and kind of go from there, which I may well do as well, which means I'm going to have to do grass cutting. And looking through my equipment, I don't own any mowers, so I'm going to need some money to buy at least a front mower, if nothing else. I don't have a loading wagon either, so I can't do that. So all of these things I need to think about how I'm going to get them, where I'm going to get them. I also want to put some crops into the ground on the fields that we own, the fields we start with. The obvious one is right in front of the farm, this field here. Actually, make that a bit larger. That doesn't help, does it? Because it's such a small map, it's really even made larger. I might have to fiddle with the settings. I think it's field 10. I think, or is that one? Hang on. One, there we go. Field 1 is the one I'm looking at. If you just look at my little icon here, I'm looking directly across here at 1, which is right in front of the farm. Number 10 is right next to the field I've just bought. I just bought 9, and I've been doing contracts on field 8 at the moment. So yeah, field 1. I'm thinking maybe some soybean or something like that into 1, just to get the ball rolling. I'll have a look in here whether it needs cultivating, ploughing. I'm going to get a plough and I'm going to do ploughing. I'm going to set ploughing on, so I will be doing ploughing on this map as well. So I'm going to carry on for the moment with a little bit of contracting on 8, I think. I don't know how much that cut out, so I'm going to do that bit again because my controller turned off for some reason. So I've just had to reset it. Yeah, 4,500, not bad at all. Quite happy with that. And it does mean that the price is dropping on this field as well. It's dropped by about another £1,500, 2,000. So I do plenty of jobs for James Harrison. The fields are going to drop in price. I'm back up to 53,000. I'm going to need to lease a potato harvester or some potato harvesting equipment to get the potatoes out of the ground here. And obviously, with the sort of money you're earning, leasing a big potato harvester would be ridiculous for a field this size, because it would take me, 3 passes, I don't know, 4 maybe. And it's expensive, I think. Let me just have a look. Potato harvester. If I look at the Grim Tetron 415 to lease, 47,000. Yes, okay then. Now, I have used this one before, but this is the weird one, as far as I recall, where the header is wider than the pickup. So it actually tops more than it collects. It's a weird one. We'll have a look at that, but I'll do some potato harvesting in due course. So, back over to the farm. I think I'm going to put soybean in this field here, in field number 1. So, I'll hook up to the, I think it's the Great Plains Cedar. Actually, let's check on the map first. Let's see what we're looking at soil composition wise. Field 1, no fertilising state on it at all. Growth, it's not cultivated or anything, is it? Nope. That's interesting that 10 is, 15 is, 4 is cultivated, but not field 1. It would be, wouldn't it? The only one that hasn't been done. I don't think the Great Plains, does the Great Plains? I don't think it cultivates. Let's have a look. No, just a sowing machine. But I do have a cultivator. So let's get on the cultivator first then. And cultivate our own field. Now we'll be changing these tractors out. They're nice little tractors to start with. I don't need massive tractors on this map. But they are the start tractors. So I think I will definitely swap them out. So let's lower this down. So I think upgrading some of these bits of equipment to slightly wider ones is fine. I'm not going to need the Lemken Gigant 10 for doing this. It's just not needed. It'd be ridiculously large for doing something like this. But getting something a little bit wider than the 3 metre one would be a good idea. Now, I wonder if this is the old stream the farm is named after. Because I'm pretty sure the other one on there is a river, not a stream. So that could very well be the old stream. Who knows? Well, the map maker, I would imagine, knows. Right, I'm going to continue. Just cultivating away, quite happily, ready to put some seed in the ground. And that is it. That's the cultivating done on field number 1. I'm going to put this cultivator actually to the side over here, because I'm going to take it down to the store and I'm going to sell it and get a bigger one. Just detach that and put that there. Now go and grab the seeder. I don't know if the seed needs filling up or not. What I'm also going to do is probably drop off this front loader attachment, because at the moment I don't need it. I'm going to put the weight on, I think. I'm not sure if you can on the case have a front loader attachment. If you can, I might add one of those there as well. So my tractors are a little bit more kind of versatile. Have I got a weight anywhere? I don't even know if I've got a weight somewhere. Let me just have a quick check in what I own. No, don't have a front weight. That's interesting. I may well need that front loader back on there then. Right, let's grab the seeder very quickly. That's not too bad, it's on wheels. This is going to need filling. Right, okay. So where was all the seed? Some here, isn't there? what I did have as well. Where was the seed? There's like filling points all over the place. In wandering around the farmyard in a little bit more kind of depth, having a real good look round and root round, I was trying to find a fill point for fertilizer and seed. Now I've got the ones in the rack here, so I'm beginning to wonder whether or not you can only do it on pallets. I don't think there's a seed refill point here. There might be down at the garden centre, I'm not sure, but what I have found is a couple of things that I wasn't aware of, didn't know existed, because I missed it when I did the map tour. Firstly, chickens, this little door here, when you come in here, this is where the eggs are. So the eggs will appear in here. There was also a gold nugget in here, which I found. I have found a few gold nuggets as I was wandering around the farmyard, looking for certain things. I did find some more, so I think I'm up to 8 gold nuggets. So if I get 2 more, then it'll put the rest on the map. But this bit here, I drove across with the trailer, because I thought maybe this is where the fertiliser comes in. You've got this tank with the thing over the top. Now, I don't know if this is a kind of, whether this is a PC part of the game, or just something, I don't know, whether I'm just being dim. It says pesticide storage, danger on there. So I thought pesticide, fertiliser, that kind of thing. I've driven backwards and forwards with the sower. I've opened the top covers, I've moved it backwards and forwards to try and get the fill thing to come up. Nothing's worked. So, if you are watching the video, if you know what this is, how it works, let me know. I have no idea. I can't work it out. Unless it's just that particular sower, or I really don't know. I'm not sure what I'm missing here. But again, it could be that it's enabled on PC but not on console, don't know. The other thing is, round here, when I did the sort of map tour, I assumed that that's what these things were. They were filling points for that kind of thing. When you come around to the cow part, the dairy part, you've got this point here, which looks like it's got milk churns. So I don't know whether or not you have to sell the milk at the end of each day. When you open this door and come in here, there's another, I think there was another gold nugget in here. You've got these bits in here, there's a light switch, got various different doors. Obviously there's the sliding doors covered that up, but close that again. I came over to here and it said light switch, and I put this on like that. Nothing else happened other than that came on. There's a light switch over on the wall here which actually turns the lights on. You get a little red glow, but so I don't know if it's got something to do with milk or not. The only thing with it is, if it is for milk, in the base game there's no tanker, there's nothing for putting milk into. So again, is this just a PC enabled part of the game? Is this from when the game originally was out? Because I know it says this is version 2 and not compatible with original versions. Oh, that's the exterior light as well, cool. So I don't know, again, help me out if you know. Is that to do with milk? Is that not enabled on console? Is that, I'm not too sure. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to refill using pallets for my seed and fertiliser. I've got a little bit here to start off with, which I'll fill up with, and then it'll be probably the garden centre backwards and forwards. This one's water, and I think I've got another water one over by the pigs. So yeah, yeah, a few issues, not sure, but hopefully you guys can help me out with those. Trying desperately hard not to kill chickens as I'm going around the yard, and it's proving incredibly hard. So, I'm sure it's only takes 600, 500. This is proving infuriatingly complicated to do. Right, let's open the cover. Turn the engine off. I think I have to use the JCB and get one of these pallets off and try and hold it over it, because it does not want to fill up. I don't know what's happening. Now, this is obviously a few teething issues with the first time playing on this map, and it's unusual. It's kind of usually a lot more straightforward, and I'm having some serious issues with my computer. Well, the console, it's just told me my LAN cable's not connected, which hasn't moved at all, and now it's saying that I'm not connected to the PlayStation network, so some features may not be enabled. Okay, now I'm not sure how much of what I'm filming and what I have filmed is going to make the cut for the episode. So after a few problems here, and the pallet forks being up there, and I couldn't reach them with the JCB, and I mucked about and mucked around. I could not for the life of me reach them. Couldn't understand why. So I reset the pallet forks. The reset point is here, so this is where they reset to. I came over with the JCB and they wouldn't hook up. That's when it dawned on me they weren't the JCB ones, they were for a front loader. Oh dear. So I've got a front loader attached on here, but I've also got this hooked up here at the moment, and I did say I will probably get front loader attachments onto the case to make them both a bit more versatile to use around the yard. So this is your refueling point. Here, this door, the left hand one, if I open the door up, you've got your configure or directly sell vehicle. Now I assumed that icon went with this point here. You took your vehicle in here, and then, but it doesn't work there. That is literally for fuel. So what I did was, and this is what I'm going to do now, drive it literally into here. So you're going to be limited to what size vehicles you can do. So now when I click on it, it will allow me to do the case. So customise front loader attacher, £800. That's not bad, I can afford that. So it has been done. And for some reason it does that. As soon as you come off of there, it closes the door. I'm not sure why. So for any of you watching, this, avoid it like the plague. If you're going to do any of your work, I suggest you go to the main store, or this, I don't know why it's doing that. Every time you get back into your vehicle, the door closes. It jammed the case into the door. Even with the door opened, I couldn't move the case. So I had to reset it. So the case is now over there. In walking across to double check to make sure it was there, I found in the grass another nugget. There's quite a few around the farm. All the 9 I've got. I think I picked up 1 or 2 while I was out doing the first look map tour. The rest have all been around the farm, sort of laying around in various different places. I'm wondering if there are ones up here in some of these locations, but anyway, so that's 9. 1 more and unlock the rest. Now back to what I was doing before, because this is really frustrating. The next episode will be better, I promise. It should not be this complicated today. Don't know why it is. Actually, attaching the front loader would be the best point, wouldn't it? There we go, trying to avoid killing the chicken. There we go, a rather filthy front loader. There we go, that makes more sense, doesn't it? Right. I think I'm going to need to get a front weight at some point. Or a weight, anyway, for front or back. Now, I've got to get... What wouldn't it fill up? The fertiliser, wasn't it? Which I think is the one that's tipped over. Somehow. Got to work out. I'm going to get this off this shelf. Right. Finally, got it up the right way. What I need to do now is hold it over here, and hopefully it will refill the seeder. Don't know why it's not refilling the seeder. At some point I will actually get on to have I got the wrong one? Why is this not working? Probably the wrong one, isn't it? And if you remember that episode on law folds where I just had the day from hell, it's just my thought processes were not working properly. This is it. I'm having an absolute deja vu day with this. I don't know why. Everything I touch turns to absolute... You know what? This isn't working. Oh, okay. Let's see, shall we? There we go. I had the wrong one. That's brilliant. So that should now be full. Funny old game, innit, eh? For me it is, anyway. I don't know why. Right, let's take that off. For the minute, I'm just going to leave this here because I'm mildly frustrated and it's annoying me. Right, back into the New Holland and hopefully get some seeding done. There we go, they're both full. Brilliant. So finally, we might actually get some seeding done. Who knows? Strange things have happened, don't they? Okie dokie, this is proving interesting. I'm skating all over the place. Didn't do that before. Okay, right. So... select seed, that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? There we go. Soybean, right. What else do I want to do? Lower sower. Turn on sower. Is it actually seeding or not? Can't tell the difference. Oh yeah, it is, yeah. It's quite hard to tell, isn't it? So we are finally getting seed in the ground. It's taken a while, all that mucking around in the farmyard, but we are now seeding. I'll avoid parking it in the stream. That would be probably quite a good idea. This feels like it needs a front weight. It's a little bit all over the place, but we're getting the seed in. Feels like there's a lot of wheel slip, and I know that's a weird... It just feels like the tyres, yeah, they're slipping a lot. Struggling to pull this. That's really weird. It's just got 125 horsepower. Let me just check something. Turn the engine off. Right. £125 horsepower. What does the seeder require? 100. Why is it struggling so much? Is it just the weight over the back? It really needs a front weight. That could be what it is. Just detach that 1 second. Let's open the gate here. Right, I'm going to get front weight, I think. Nothing too insane. Go with the 1000, I think. Bye. Yes. And we'll get that delivered, I think, to the yard. Okay, trying to avoid driving through the bushes. There we go, right. Let's hook this up. Now, I'm thinking as well, because we can't have too much big equipment, because obviously just the map's just doesn't need big equipment. If you were resetting anything to this reset point here, big equipment, you haven't got a lot of room here. Not quite sure how we go about doing it. Right, let's try this with the weight on, see if we have any better luck. So, lower summer, turn it on. That seems to be a bit better. Marginally. But as I said, we're getting seed in the ground, that's good. So, there we go. It's been a bit of a higgledy-piggledy one, this, actually, for a first episode. Started getting my head in the game and working out what I want to do where and all that kind of thing. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. New map, new challenges, new equipment, different stuff that I haven't really used very much before, so that's going to be interesting. If you like the episode, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share the video, please be my guest. I am also on Facebook, and screenshots, pictures, etc. do appear on there relatively regularly. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.